Well, hello, class. In this particular week, we are going to talk about ethics, and especially in the world that we live in right now, and with the leadership that we have in government, in industry, in every walk of life, ethical decisions are being questioned more and more every day. And as you know, we can justify ethical decisions based on what we refer to as utilitarian theory. In other words, we do things for the good of the many, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's actually the right thing to do. Utilitarian theory is something I talk a lot about in my leadership classes. Um, Utilitarian theory has to do with what society deems collectively or as a whole that is appropriate for any particular action that we take. And again, that doesn't mean society is right. It means what society wants. True ethics have to do with doing the right thing. Sometimes we differentiate managers from leaders by saying, okay, managers do right things and leaders do what is right. Policies and procedures don't necessarily make something the right thing to do. Doing what is right sometimes means circumventing doing the right thing. And that means there's a certain amount of risk involved depending on what level you are at in the organization. That's right. How much risk are we willing to take to get to where we need to go? Often this is questioned. It's questioned big because in industry, the focus is always on satisfying the shareholders, making the organization profitable. But at what cost? When I was an organizational consultant, I was talking to a lot of different companies, and you talk to a CEO, and what do they say to you? They say that they have a passion for making money for the organization. Not all of them, but a good many of them. But they don't have a passion for the organization that they're leading. It's only to make it profitable. Now, one can question and say, what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing, really. But tell me what's right with it from a leadership perspective. How can you lead a ship when you only know how to work the instruments and paint by number? Do you really get into what you need to do to build a legacy and make the organization survive? That is what leaders do. So, what I want you to do from an ethical standpoint is think about this question. Are you doing right things or are you doing the right thing? And if so, if doing the right thing means taking risk, how much risk are you willing to take? How much of a passion do you have in what you want to do? How strongly do you believe in what you want to do? These are the things that we ask ourselves every single day as leaders. Is our first goal to satisfy shareholders, make them money? Well, in a lot of ways it should be because that's why you're at the helm, to make money for the company. Without profitability, without liquidity, being a realist, nothing moves. I get it. But the idea is, sometimes questions come up like, how do you sleep at night? You know? Well, I'm really sorry, Mr. Jones. I have to lay you off. I know it's Thanksgiving time and you got 8 kids, but you don't have the seniority. So I have to lay you off because it's not fair to the other people that have been here longer than you have. Ethical dilemma? Yeah. But technically, that's correct. Someone with seniority, they need to get the first preference because that's doing the right thing. Or is it doing things right? You have to ask yourself that question with every decision that you make. And who is going to benefit by the decision that you make? Is it only going to be you? Is it going to be others? Or is it going to be you and others? How do you weigh into the true meaning of ethics, morally and otherwise? Good luck with this week.